Okay, so we're doing in-cab?
In-cab pre-trip.
Pre-trip, yeah.
You wanna get in. When you get in your truck, you wanna make sure you have 3 points of contact. Get in. And first thing is your seatbelt. Check your seatbelt. And it's not cut, torn, or frayed, and properly mounted and secured, and it latches and unlatches properly. So then, after your safety belt, you want to make sure your safety triangles are here and they're properly mounted and secured, and their proper color is red, and there should be 3, right? And then you're gonna check your fire extinguisher. It's gonna be properly mounted and secured, and it's fully charged and proper date on it. And from there, you're gonna check your emergency fuses. Well, these aren't fuses, but let's pretend. And your fuses are here and present. And then from there, you're gonna do a safety start, and we're gonna charge up our air. You wanna turn on, when you turn that key on, you wanna make sure that ABS light goes off. So you mentioned my ABS light is working properly. So now you start your truck. It's in neutral, clutch is engaged, and your brakes are on or set. Okay, so first you're gonna start with your windows, left and right. They're properly mounted and secured, fully functional, up and down, and proper colors clear, no illegal stickers on your windows. And from there you go to your mirrors, left and right, properly mounted and secured, and brackets are not missing any bolts, and my mirrors are adjusted to me, and there's no illegal stickers obstructing my view. And from there we're going to check our windshield, make sure it's properly mounted and secured. Its weather strip is present and tight, not leaking, and no illegal stickers obstructing my view as well. And from there we're going to check our windshield wipers and washer fluid. And on the other truck, the fluid's not working, so you would want to report that to maintenance, and make sure that you tell them that your wipers are properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, and no frays on my wipers themselves, and they're fully functional, right? And then the washer fluid needs to be reported to maintenance because it's not working. And then from there, we're going to check our steering wheel, make sure it's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, and there's should only be 10 degrees or 2 inches of free play. And from there, we check our city horn and then our highway horn, fully functional. And from there, we're going to check our oil gauge here. It's properly mounted and secure. Our gauge cluster, for the most part here, they're all fully functional, and we want to check them individually, one by one. Your oil should be between 20 and 40 psi, and then your water temperature should be between 170 and 200 running temperature. It's rising to the temperature right now. And my RPM gauge, properly mounted and fully functional. And then my speedometer, I will show you when I do my service brake test. And then my voltometer is at 14 volts, properly mounted and secured, and it's fully functional. It's at 14 volts. And there's fuel gauge, enough fuel for the test itself. And then from there we check our primary and secondary air brakes, and our gauges, and they're at proper level right now. Between 90 and 120 psi. And from there we're gonna come down here to our heater and our defroster. You want to make sure that there's nothing obstructing my defroster here, my window defroster, and it's fully functional and properly mounted and secured. And my defroster and my heater down here for my foot, it's also working properly. And then from there, I mentioned this, I don't know if it's on there, I mentioned my shifter. It's properly mounted and secured. My splitter is no air leaks or no audible leaks on my airline, and there's nothing. You want to make sure there's nothing here on the floor of your cab here that's gonna get in between your gas pedal or your brake pedal while you're driving. Okay. So then now I'm gonna shut the truck off. And let the air stabilize on my gauges here. And I'm going to turn the key on. And when you see those lights, that means the key came on. And then you're gonna do a leak test, right? So you're gonna release your brakes right here. Release those brakes. The wheels are chalked, right? You're gonna also make sure that before you do that, you're gonna get out and chalk your wheels. They're gonna ask you to do that, so your wheels are already chalked, right? So that's where you're releasing your brakes. So then I'm gonna hold down the brake pedal for 1 minute, starting now. And then we'll just say you go a minute, right? And then you're gonna look at these things. He's gonna also look over, and you're gonna make sure that you didn't lose more than 4 psi on these gauges here, right? So we're just gonna say that we didn't lose more than 4 psi, right? We're gonna say a minute passed by. Okay? No, I didn't lose a minute passed by, and I didn't lose more than 4 psi. Okay, now we're gonna keep fanning our brakes, and then we're gonna wait for our alarm, our buzzer and alarm to come on. Our low air brake warning should come on at 60 psi. And they came on. The buzzer was already on. Okay, so then now we're gonna do the emergency spring brake pop out, and I'm gonna keep fanning my brakes, and the pop out should come out between somewhere around I think it's 40 psi. There they go. That indicates my emergency spring brake pop outs are working correctly, right? So then here, David told me to do it like this. So what I would do is I'm gonna do another safety start. You tell him I'm gonna do a safety start to charge up my air brakes again, so we know that my brakes are working, right? So you do another safety start, and then you charge up this is how I did it, right? You're gonna just accelerate. It takes about a minute for the tanks to charge again. And then at this part, once it gets to the proper level, I'm going to show you what you're listening. You're going to be listening for your governor and cutout. That sound there, that's your indication that your governor and your cutoff is working properly. Okay, so now what I would do here is, now my brakes are engaged, they're on. I'm gonna turn the truck off, I'm gonna take the key. I'm gonna get out of the truck. 3 points of contact, and then I'm gonna take off my chocks, my wheel chocks, and then you set them aside, and then you get back in the truck. First thing, seatbelt. Okay. Another safety start. Wait till your lights go out. And I'm gonna test my trailer brake. So I'm gonna let my release my tractor brake, right? And then you're gonna put it in second gear and slowly release your clutch. And truck's not moving. So that's telling me that this is your tug test, that your trailer brake's working. So now I'm gonna release my trailer brake, and I'm gonna put on my tractor brake and put in second gear and try do the same thing. Just release your clutch without hitting your gas. And as you can tell, the truck's not going anywhere. So this indicates my emergency parking brake is working as well. Both my brakes are working. Okay, and then next we're gonna do the service brake. Right? I'm gonna put in second gear. I'm gonna just go like 5 miles an hour with your hands kind of like this, and then just let the clutch out without really giving it too much gas. And you're going 5 miles an hour, and then just hit the brake, and then you're gonna tell them the truck didn't pull to the right or to the left, so that's telling me that my service brake is working properly. So now what I would do here is just reverse back to the original spot. Right there. And then put on your brakes, neutral, turn the truck off, pull the key out, and at that point you'll tell them this concludes my pre-trip inspection. And sometimes they'll say, are you sure? Do you think you, or they'll kind of give you a hint sometimes, like you still have time, you know. They'll say, you want to think if you forgot something, and then you could kind of, if they tell you that, they're hinting at you to say, okay, maybe I did forget something. So then at that time you could go, oh, I forgot my horn, my city horn and my air horn, you know, or whatever it was that you forgot. Kind of just gather your thoughts, and that's it.